So thank you for paying to hear me sing. I really appreciate it. I never dreamed that you'd come to Edmonton someday or anywhere and have people pay to hear me sing. It's a dream come true, literally. And I know that you pay to hear me sing because my mother always reminds me, she says, Chris, they ain't paying to look at you. No offense. I'm just kidding. She doesn't actually say that. That'd be fucked up. When I first started music, I actually quit a really good job to start. You start doing open mic nights for like $35 a night. Most of my friends said I was crazy, but I had this girlfriend at that time who believed in me a lot. And at that time, I couldn't afford to take her out on any kind of real dates. So we used to sit by the highway and just watch the cars go by and drink beer, which became a very romantic memory for me. Well, let me be your $100 man. I'll take you anywhere I can. We could have a lonesome picnic by the highway. Maybe we could watch the cars go by, count the airplanes in the sky, dreaming that someday it will be our time. That's where my happiness lies. The spaces in between. Destination nowhere to find as long as you're with me. Well, let me be your $100 man, drinking beers can after can, with the feeling that your life is slowly passing. Well, what if there's nothing more than this, posing all night for a kiss, I'm wondering what her heart is thinking. That's where my happiness lies. The spaces in between. Destination nowhere to find as long as you're with me. As long as you're with me. Let me be your $100 man. I'll tell you all of my big plans. Like one day I'll make music for my living. What if maybe you'll be making art, dressing up and breaking hearts. You can start with my all the time I'm wishing. That's where my happiness lies. The spaces in between. Destination nowhere to find as long as you're with me. As long as you're with me. As long as you're with me. Hey, yeah, yeah. Ooh. I like to play a little classic rock on ukulele, if that's cool. doesn't really work, does it? Thinking so a friend of mine asked me to sing for her wedding the past August. So when she first asked me, I said, yeah, sure, I can sing We Are Family or Celebrate Good Times as well as anybody else. And she said, no, I want you to sing your song as our first dance. And as I was singing their first song, I noticed for the first time in like a long time, my knees were literally shaking. And it's because if you screw somebody's wedding up, it's basically 250 people remember that for the rest of their lives. Like, remember that guy who fucked up that wedding? Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, it just lives on forever and ever and ever. But fortunately, I didn't mess it up at all. So if you want a picture of bride and groom dancing happily next to me, go ahead. Dreamed there was a sea surrounding you and me. We took a week-long trip out on a tourist ship with flowers on your hair, my jacket striped in black. Gently I kissed your neck down on the server's deck, wondering how far we are from home, feeling like it's anywhere that both of us go. And away we both of us go, and away we go. And I dreamed there was a sky surrounding you and I. We took a tiny plane, propellers fought the rain. So then the plane went down. This is our island now, living on coconuts, sea breeze through wicker huts, wondering how far we are from home, feeling like it's anywhere that both of us go, and away we both of us go, and away we go. So I should say it takes a confident man to play a small guitar and whistle at the same time. No, I'm not. I dreamed there was a place in someone else's face where I could get away with no ticket, no suitcase. We're undercovers now. It's snowing out and how we love to stay in bed. Take time to not forget. Wondering how far we are from home. Feeling like it's anywhere that both of us go. And away we both of us go. And away we go. This is a song called Boston Girl. It's off my Gone Again record. And this is a song I wrote at the end of an 8-month-long tour that I decided it'd be funny to kind of trash all the places that I'd just been on tour. And at the end of the song, you just exalt Boston for being the cool place that it is. So, and I'm going to try and play this the fastest I've ever played it ever in my life. Here tonight in Edmonton at the Blue Chair Cafe. So here we go. And thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. It's been an amazing night for everybody, I think. I know I've had a great time. Thank you. From Nashville to Asheville in North Carolina, I searched far and wide to see if I could find a woman I could call my own, so I could buy her a ring and I could build her a home. But I always ended up by myself, with the blues in my heart and my love on a shelf. So went from Chicago to Detroit, Michigan, but I left the singles bar thinking I'd never have a wish again. Then up to Minneapolis and maybe St. Paul, but the girls that have an accent I don't understand at all. Telling you boys that been across the world, if you wanna fall in love, go find a Boston girl. But when I got to LA, things couldn't have been worse. I was kissing with a girl and her implant burst. I didn't want a porn star or an actress wannabe, so moved to San Francisco, but my she was a he. And oh, woe was me, off to Salt Lake City, Utah, where if you look at a girl, you're breaking the law. I even had a date with the psycho in Seattle. We're picking the restaurant and the movie was a battle. And in Phoenix, Arizona, I had a candlelight dinner. She ate with her hands and wiped her face with her fingers. Telling you boys I've been across the world, I want an elegant, intelligent Boston girl. Boston girl, Boston girl, Boston girl, Boston girl. Well, Albany's so fun, I spent a month there one day. But Edmonton is cool, so I can't stay away. In Philly and Washington and Atlantic City, I was searching and song until it finally hit me that maybe I should end my year-long trip and forget about the dream of a relationship. Connect to the turnpike at I-95, singing George Jones the whole way that I drive. Couldn't tell if I was glad or not to be back home with 3 new gray hairs and 2 old tires blown. So exhausted from my trip around the world, the last thing on my mind was a Boston girl. But you see, Boston girls know how to deal with the traffic. This is actual speed. Boston girls don't have attitude, cause they have it. They can be dressed up, or they can be dressed down. They know just what to do when the man's in town, so I was picking the weeds in my lonely backyard when suddenly I turned around to hear a lawnmower start. It was a beautiful brunette, so get out of my way. So whose lawn is this anyway? It can be yours and mine if we work real hard, cause the best kind of love is in your own backyard. I say the best kind of love is in your own backyard. So for love done right, take a trip around the world. For a job done right, you find a Boston girl. Boston girl, Boston girl, Boston girl, Boston girl, Boston girl. Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you.